The green. Both my wife and I are 36, and we have been married for 15 years. We have 4 daughters, 19, hers from previous relationship who is now away at college, 14, 13, 11. Marriage has always been rocky for a variety of reasons on both our parts, including 2 kind of emotional affairs of mine early on and her bouts of extreme anger and rage. I have low self-esteem, codependency, and an aversion to conflict. I was always jealous of her past lovers but kept it under wraps for the most part. Sometimes she would complain to me that guys were bothering her, but I figured she could handle herself because she is strong and feisty. From 2020 until recently, we both worked for the same national bus company, so our time together was severely lacking. Long story short, April of this year, we hadn't been intimate since February. Oh, mad in advance, she rebuffed me, and I got pissed. Thinking something is up, I checked the cell phone bill. I find a number that comes up repeatedly. It is not consistent, but many of the calls are for 15 plus minutes. Some are over 45, with return calls, both inbound and outbound. This is over the course of a year and a half, which is as far back as I can go in the logs. I confront her, pissed, and she refuses to tell me who it is. I know a guy, as I called and hung up when he answered, and says, just friends, and he entertained her while she was driving sometimes, and that she won't talk to him anymore. She said he got acquired her number and used to bother her, but they became friends. I accepted that, as she had never given me reason to doubt her. It all went to hell after that. One morning in May, she got home from work and went off on the kids for not having the house clean. She woke them at 4:30 a.m. and started screaming at them and slamming things around. I got pissed and told her that she always complains about being the bad guy. Well, this is why she is seen as the bad guy, and this is the reason her oldest is in a hurry to move out. She didn't talk to me for the next week. The next weekend, we were moving her oldest to college. I drive the truck, and she drove our car while her daughter followed. They were about an hour ahead. I called Tinder if they were going to break anywhere, and just to talk, but my wife said she doesn't like talking while driving without her Bluetooth earbud. That is logical. 2 weeks later, my wife took July off to take some summer classes at college. She woke me up to say she was leaving. I rolled over to check her work phone for the time. The call log was open, and she had talked to the OM for 3 of the 4-hour trip to drop off her daughter. I blew a gasket and text-bombed her. This started a month-long argument where she started off saying she was sorry, she loves me, just friends, nothing physical, he is not even hot, to blaming it all on how it is not his fault we are not intimate. I am a bad husband. She was never really happy in our marriage. She feels nothing for me. I am not attractive to her. She is gone physically. She settled for me. I did the same thing to her, and how the last 5 years of intimacy were forced on her by me. She still refused to tell me who it was. I asked her what would happen if the tables were turned, and she started crying. By now the wheels are spinning. I drive for 8+ hours a day, so I have a lot of time to ruminate. I pore over the call logs and figure out who I think it was, and it is a guy that she knows I despise. I call her and ask her why she is talking to X, and it wasn't just while driving. It was also while she was at home or at the driver hotel, when she was supposed to be asleep. She says it wasn't him, and I am being obsessive, and am trying to sabotage her college classes with my obsession and starting arguments. I drop it and deal with it mentally until I happen to see his number and name together on a directory at our old job. So, I confront her again, and she denies it. I told her I saw it with my own eyes, and she just blows it off. By this time, her personal and work iPhones are locked with different passwords. I get my daughter to unlock her phone, and I go through it. He is still on her contact list under an acronym of where he works, but no calls or messages. I don't say anything, but she gets pissed when my daughter tells her I was going through her phone. So I say yes, I did, and I saw your contact list and some sexy pictures from a year ago that I never received. She says she didn't realize it was on there, and the pictures were for her. She says they were never inappropriate, never even met up, and that she thought she could have platonic guy friends. But she can't because she now knows that it looks bad. This last one is a load of crap, to be honest. About 3 weeks ago, I ask her to unlock her phones, because I want to verify. She says no, and that she now wants a divorce. I tell her that's what she wants, get started. Since then, we have been up and down. Mostly down. I don't believe anything she says at this point. I feel like I don't even know her anymore. Her stories do not make sense, trickle truth, lies, betrayal. I have kind of resigned myself to knowing that they slept together. Hope for the best, prepare for the worst. I don't trust her at all anymore, and her words and actions don't help either. I have a feeling she is still on him, but I can't prove anything. I guess my next step is to start with the VAR. I think I am finally stepping out of codependency, because I am done with her threats of divorce. I just don't care anymore. I have all the phone records in my Google Drive. That is my only evidence. OM is married and works for a small local school district as a police officer and used his work phone to carry this on during school hours. I am thinking of sending what I know to the superintendent and school board. I found his address and stuff. As for STD, we haven't done anything since February. He works at the school district we both used to work at. I was a security guard there. He originally got her number from the school-owned phone that I turned in when I left. When it boils down to it, I will tell the kids myself what happened. They already know that something is up, just not the details. God, I hate this. I loved her. She was my life. I have an audio recorder on my phone that auto-uploads to my Google Drive. I just want a VAR to finally catch her red-handed so she can't waffle anymore. I live in Texas, so I can go no fault or at fault. I know it needs to be done, and I know I am kind of buying time, but she has an answer for everything. I want something that is difficult to deny, plus I want to see her squirm and I kind of want to hear her excuse. When I get back home on Tuesday, I will go see some divorce lawyers. Regarding divorce, I want to, and I know it will happen sooner or later, and I am at ease with that. I do feel kind of crappy. I mean, she is back in college now, and I am paying all the bills, debts, and the car loan, which is under my name. I mean, I know that she did this, but at the same time, not to come off as weak, but I don't think it's in my nature to leave someone high and dry. All this is really difficult. I was not made for this. I do know that divorce is probably the only option. Doesn't make me want to go that route anymore, make me less scared of my future, or actually ease my brain that has been on overdrive for 3 months. I know you guys have been through similar things, so I know you know what you are talking about. And you know exactly what I am going through, my emotions and the constantly spinning hamster wheel in my head. It is just very difficult, kind of emotional affair. I don't know how I would classify them. 1, 23 years old. Became infatuated with a girl at work who was having difficulties with her husband, and I was with my wife as well. I worked there 2 months. Exchanged letters once. Wife found the letter. She had a cow. I quit the job a week later of my own volition, and we never went to that place again, and I have never seen or heard from her since. 2, 26 worked as a charter bus driver for a summer. Took a group to an amusement park. The clique asked me if I wanted to join them at the park. One of the girls in that clique was my ride partner. We ended up talking on the hotel phones all night. I never saw her or even talked to her again, but I changed my computer password to her name when I got home. Wife had a keylogger on the PC, so she obviously exploded. From then on, my tech has always been wide open, and I have told her every time something that could be questionable happened, for transparency reasons. But there were times she thought I was throwing it in her face, according to her. So, neither of my indiscretions were close to long-lived, and no lovey-dovey were ever exchanged. I'm not minimizing. I know I screwed up, and I know I hurt her and our relationship. I have changed all my passwords to everything since this happened. As for the divorce, it has been a long time coming, and she has said for a while that she is gone once the kids are out of the house. So, it should be amicable enough, sorry of. The original plan was that the girls would choose where they want to go weekly, and neither of us would pay child support. With my job, though, it changed to them will stay with me when I am in town, and her when I am gone. We will see if that agreement sticks, though. What has tripped me up over the last few weeks is as soon as I start going my own way, she starts in with the lovey-dovey language and wanting to be around me. I guess that is called hoovering, etc. So, because I do actually love her, I start to give in. But then she does her own 180 and gets me agitated again. I am done with that game now. My boundaries are set, and I got a plan in place. Well, the good news is the VAR worked. I guess we all know the bad news. This really hurts. Man, the rabbit hole goes deep. I confronted her with the evidence, didn't tell her about the VAR, a 30-minute conversation filled with talking crap about me, and a whole bunch of lovey-dovey. I did do it quite wrong, as I did rage out and started throwing her stuff in bags and out the door. Somehow it got turned around to me leaving, which I was whatever about. Until my youngest, 11, started bawling, and I told her that I don't want to leave, then went inside and told her to call the OM so they both can see what they are doing to the family. She cracked and gave me all her passwords. She gave me her excuses, none of which were logical, but I faltered because my kids. She went to school, and I explained to the kids what my suspicions were and why, and also told them of my many mistakes in the marriage as well. Talked for about 2 hours. Afterwards, I found more on the VAR and called her on the phone. She said she was shaking and getting a migraine, and was scared to come home because of what I might do. Never have I laid a hand on her. She got home, and I brought up more of what I heard, and received more bovine excrement that wouldn't fool a child. Mishearing things, and they were talking about our bonding life. Woman, there hasn't been a bonding life in almost a year, shaking my head. I had her call him and tell him it was over, on speakerphone. She said I can't talk to you or can't talk to you anymore. Nice slip there. I chimed in with my 2 cents, and he said that they were just talking. We went to drop off oldest at band camp, and on the way back I mentioned the slip. She started saying stuff like she can't go on and wants to die, also complaining about a migraine. Got home, she went to take a shower, and I continued listening. Found more stuff. Went upstairs just as she was coming out of the shower, and I confronted her again. She yelled she was tired of all this and are we going to move on or what? I said not until I get answers, to which she said, deny is what I learned from you, and I said okay and started to walk away. She then dropped the towel and screamed that was all I wanted, so do what I want. Leave her, X her, do whatever I want. I just stared and smirked, walked away and kept to myself. She then comes outside and asks if I want to watch a movie. Time to go pick up oldest from camp. Got home and decided to use my newfound privileges to go through her phone. So many pictures and videos, which I confronted again, to which her answer was that they were for her. Videos were of her in lingerie seductively pulling out her breast to see if she was sexy. Again, what the hell? I got about halfway through before she grabbed the iPhone and smashed it on the floor repeatedly. It is broken now. So yeah, I made mistakes by going back for more, hoping for at least a modicum of truth. No dice, but did get amusing excuses. So, lawyer is next step. It hurts. That is not the woman I married, and her trying to always blame it on me is ridiculous. I realize her ranting naked was a dangerous position for me to be in. But I didn't touch her, and the kids were in the next room as well. Poor her. I am making her stress and she might fail college. Not my damn problem, lady. You did this. She is full of crap and has been for years, as far as I am concerned. I don't think I want to know unless she straight up tells me. My only evidence of physicality is the VAR. He wanted to meet up. She said no, because she didn't want to leave the kids home alone. He said something, and she said something to the effect of I don't want to do anything with you, except kiss you of course. But she swears up and down that they haven't met up at all. That is what broke me, and it just got worse as the day progressed. Obviously, none of her arguments contain any logic, and the latest happening makes me think she is not the brightest bulb either. She forgot she gave me all of her passwords and contacted him on Yahoo Messenger. Genius. I have set an appointment with a lawyer for tomorrow. Funny, I pay literally all the bills. She has placed herself in an untenable position. Like I said, not the brightest bulb. She tried calling me as soon as I drove away. I ignored it. She then texts me that something is wrong with the water heater. My response was as follows: I will pay half the rent until the lease is up. I will pay half the light as well. Your phone has been disconnected. I will continue to pay oldest daughters until her or you decide to take it over. Her oldest, not mine biologically, just moved out in July, and I told her oldest that I would keep paying until she is ready to take it over, and I will stick to that. 1. Picked up my girls from school. Broke the news to them. We cried. This hurt has now replaced my betrayal hurt. Or maybe added on. I don't know. I just dropped them off right now. I tried to be strong. Was good until my youngest daughter bopped my nose. I would bop her nose to get her out of her bad moods, and both of us broke down. I drove away and started screaming every name at my wife about a block down the road. Selfish family wreckers. I am not spiteful. The girls wanted to be when I broke the news, but I told them she is still their mother. They can voice their opinions and be mad and sad. As much as I would like them to raise hell, I told them not to. We have had our own bank accounts for years, so no worries there. Cancelled all her credit cards under my name too. Almost forgot to change the Amazon password but got that done. Trying to delete all traces of her on my phone. I am keeping my evidence indefinitely. In the process of removing all traces of her from my phone. Well, no contact is pretty difficult times. I know this is only my first day. I hope it gets better. I am awfully lonely and miss the sound of my girls doing their thing. I also wish I had concrete answers instead of illogical blathering. Feels like no closure, I guess. Last, I wish I could tell her what I feel about what she did to my girls and to me, and not be nice about it, and see some actual remorse. Hell, at times I want to log into her accounts to see what she is doing, but that will only make the pain worse and last longer. I know it is all just wishing. I must persevere. This is really tough, guys and gals. Really tough. I moved out, staying with my parents. I know I shouldn't have, but I couldn't stand to even look at her anymore. It was agonizing, as are the mental movies that won't go away. Also, I didn't realize she had her account on my phone as well, but she changed the password just now, saw me snooping, I guess. So, I lost the full pic. But it said, sorry, I just get so mad because I am jealous because I love you so much. From 1 year ago. Everything makes sense now. I don't know why I am in the bargaining, denial phase. My heart needs to catch up with my brain. Good Lord, she has been text bombing me all day. I started to argue, then just let her go at it. She is trying to take the high road, but I put the kids against her. I told everyone about what she did. I didn't. All I said is we are getting a divorce. And now I need to buy her a phone because she bought me one when I broke mine. I flung it on month 2 of this roller coaster. And we spent her money for an anniversary ring on groceries. She did that after giving me the women's treatment, saying she didn't want a ring, and then it was all downhill from there. Goodness. She also said she didn't want a divorce, just a separation. Let the Rage Olympics begin. Well, I was just informed through texts that I have been ignoring, that I keep digging my hole deeper, and I am almost at rock bottom, and that she is done trying, and there is only a slim chance that I could ever win her back. Seriously, what the actual hell is wrong with her? Comment. She mentions separation again. Send her one text. You have been separated from me since 2020 while intimate with OM, but you did not bother to tell me, and I had to dig through your lies to find out. The type of separation you foisted onto me is automatic divorce, and you knew that. That's why you lied all these months. Well, we are getting divorced. You are getting your wish. By the way, guaranteed, not a slim chance. I have zero interest in you as my life's partner. You have seen to that. We can do this divorce in a civil manner or it can be nasty. The kids already know. You cannot hurt them any more than you have already. So how we act going forward is your call. Now stop texting me unless it's about the children. There is nothing else we have to discuss. After you serve her, change your number. Tell the kids not to share with her until the divorce is over. She harasses you after file a restraining order. Nothing pisses a wayward off more than losing control. OP responds. She started going at it since 4 p.m. She finally stopped at 7 p.m. because a mutual friend, or friend who has since been blocked, supposedly said I was dragging her through the mud and making her look like a whore on FB, though I didn't, but if the shoe fits. Apparently saying I am getting a divorce and talking to a lawyer is the worst thing imaginable to her reputation. I responded 3 times, then ignored for 3 hours, just scrolling through, and I came across that. I got it when Facebook first became a thing. I ended up with too many people that I didn't care about, like 6,000 friends, and didn't feel like going one by one to remove them. So, I started a new one and told only people I actually knew in real life. A few years ago, I found a way to mass delete friends, deleted most of them, and so now I always have a backup to go to. I hadn't actually logged into it since 2019. It has come in handy through this ordeal. I made the other one when I thought both my accounts were blocked by people when I was investigating. I am doing all right, just got to keep to no contact. It is still difficult to not wonder about why and what is going through her head. She is some guy's side hoe now. I do feel embarrassed a bit for her, but that was her choice to make. Time to focus on me and my girls. Oh, I am not buying her another smartphone. If anything, I will get her a cheap flip phone to give her what she wants and antagonize the hell out of her. Talked to an attorney yesterday. Now in money-saving mode. I still have issues. My only issues now besides mind movies are that I only sleep for a few hours and have bad dreams, and I have eaten 1 taco since Monday. Everything else, I throw up. I keep oscillating between anger, sadness, disbelief, and being at ease. And quite frankly, I am torn between if what I do, don't do, buy is for the benefit of the girls or her. For example, she says they have no groceries and she is broke. Obviously, I am going to buy my girls food, but I don't want to be taken advantage of just so she can save money to further her side affair career. I think it all boils down to the same thing. No matter what, I will be back in the position I was before, providing for the girls, and by extension, her. Same if I reconnect internet. The girls use it to watch YouTube and Netflix, but she uses it to do homework. So damned if I do and damned if I don't. Okay, so how would I go about moving back in without looking like I am running back with my tail between my legs? She won't move out. That is why I left. Another argument was not worth it at the time. That leads to my other problem of moving back and managing my emotions. I am still very raw about this whole thing, and I know I will end up causing drama at some point in these last 5 months of the lease. Money I have, couple hundred right now, because all my money went to paying all the bills this month, and my last check was short because of a short unemployment because of Harvey. We are going to do nesting for the last 5 months of the lease. When I am in town, she will stay at her sister's house, and I stay in our apartment. She will come back to the apartment when I leave for work. I already have in writing with her and my signature that she does not want child support or alimony, and my time with the kids will be any time that I am in town. And if they don't have school, they are free to travel with me if they choose to do so, all as per my lawyer consultation. Texas has a minimum guideline but generally defers to what the parents decide, even if it is no payments, according to the 2 lawyers I consulted with. She is back working, but only part-time, because we are now splitting the bills while nesting until the end of the lease. It is just rent and light. Credit cards, boat, and vehicle are all mine, and she is not using my stuff anymore. We will both buy necessities as needed. My comment: it's totally normal and understandable that you feel this struggle, but you need to manage it. That's what divorce does sometimes. It ruins